good morning, and welcome to Transforming Earth Together, where we take all the different modalities to come to the answers of why, what, where, when. And we use the different type of places that people have been focused on for years. And so I will jump into philosophy, psychology, mysticism, parapsychology, quantum physics, metaphysics, the universal laws, the religions of the world, and the sages, the psychics, and all have brought the collective consciousness, have brought all this information, all this knowledge to us. And we are still in a place trying to figure out, what am I doing here? What's my purpose? And in my years of being on this path, figuring it out, doing the research, trying to find answers, um, the next step is always, sharing your experiences. So let me start by introducing myself. I am Dr. Karina Felix. I have a PhD in Metaphysical Science, and my experiences include lucid dreaming, communication directly with Source, channeling. Um, it's ESP, extra sensory perception, out of body projection. It's and I'm gonna say some magic and miracles that sometimes it's a bit hard to explain. But I know there are many of you out there that has experienced one or all of these. And once you've gone through that experience, it changes something, whether it's in your psychology, your physiology. It helps you see the world in a very different place. So the topic I chose for today is something, it's actually not the original topic that I chose. I was working on something completely different. And this sentence just came to me: in nothingness, there is knowingness. And I thought, wow, that's deep, that's profound. And I looked more into it. I meditated on it, I journaled on it, and I said, in nothingness, there is knowingness. So I am going to invite you now, right after this broadcast. I will be meeting right after on a Zoom call, and the link should be in the description. And I'd love to invite you to join me to continue this conversation after in our Zoom conversation. So I hope you enjoy what I get to share today with you. But before we go into that, we are going to take a moment to sync up our energies, calm us down. Remember, this is a moment just for you. Take this time, listen to the words, absorb it, let it wash over you, and just be present and be in the moment. Okay? Find a quiet place. Take a deep breath. I'm going to put some music in the background. This consciousness allows you to be one with the universal God mind, individualized in the God power presence that dwells within you. Take a deep, deep breath. Entering a higher level of consciousness allows me to be a truly complete person, one who is inwardly aware and outwardly successful. I accomplish this by acquiring a genuine contact with my true inner selfhood. With a proper conscious mental attitude, I unblock any and all negative thoughts and passages that exist within my conscious and subconscious mind, which strengthens the expansion of my inner awareness and higher consciousness. I focus primarily on positive and constructive mental attitude, negating and deleting all negative, non serving thoughts that may enter my mind. Peace, understanding, and wisdom fill my entire being as I focus my mind on selfhood, the truth that I am one with Source. My conscious mind is at peace as I go through this day because I am sensitized to the eternal peace of God's presence within me. I am self confident as I allow the positive power of my universal God mind to govern all of my affairs. Anything that appears to go wrong this day is immediately corrected and made right by the unseen power of God working through me. For all my blessings, good fortune, and eager anticipation of more good coming to me, I give thanks. I let it be so, and so it is. Isn't it great to just start the Sunday off very calm, very peacefully, very quiet? So, going back on our topic, in nothingness, there is knowingness. I want to share a recent experience I just had. A girlfriend and I went to do a shaman ritual, and one of them they do the four areas: southwest, northeast, and they each represent something different. But in this one particular one last week, we were facing west, and west is coming in communion with death and your afterlife, and making death your friend and not having fear about it. And as an experience, I've had several encounters myself, But I thought this was a very interesting one to go into a transcendental meditation and get into that space. So, as the moderator guided us into this cave, well, I ended up in a cave. I went through this cave. And when I came out on the other side, I was in in the middle of nowhere, nothing, and it was quiet. And it's like I can't see, but I could see, you know? So it's like it's not dark, but it's not light. And I couldn't, it's kind of hard to explain. And I'm sure if you work with psychics and channelers, they will say, we got an image, and now I have to find a word to put it into language to, translate it, because you get information energetically. It's all frequency, it's all vibration. It's not I heard this or I saw that. You you get it, you feel it, and it's knowing. You instantly know when this information come to you. So as I'm there in this void, this emptiness, and I could see there's other energy forces because there's no body. I realized I didn't have a body. It was all energetic. So, and I'm sitting in that space thinking, far off in the background, I could still hear the moderator, you know, doing the drums. I could hear the beating very, very far away, even though we're still in the same room. And I could hear her guiding us through this meditation. And she's saying, and you're happy and you're dancing. And, to that point, and all I remember was just being there. Still, I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel sad. I didn't I didn't feel anything. And I thought about it and I went, it's just peace, calm, like tranquility. And it was just, I guess that's what they call bliss, just a, and I've been there before. And for a moment I remembered. And then the message was, you know, you know. And I thought, yeah, I do. I know. And for the last year or so, the message that I've been receiving is stop seeking, stop looking for other stuff. You've done the reading, you've done the research, you've done the degree, you've done the dissertation, you've done the work. Stop right now. Like they were telling me full stop right now. And it's time to shift direction. And but after they said, and I went, okay. And then they said, you're already dead. Hmm, I'm already dead. In that space, it was like, yeah, I get it. I'm already dead. We're all already dead. And we're having, it's our soul. We are the avatars to our soul. And if you played games and you've created cute avatars for your Facebook or your gaming, and you created an image you wanted to be like, that's what our soul did. They created an avatar. And they created this person, Karina Felix, to go through this life cycle to help them with their mission. And we are the conduits, we are the vehicles for that message, that sharing, which is all part of the collective consciousness. We can all tap into that collective consciousness. It's there. But we have to go into that void, into that space, because it's the only way we could knowing. So when I said in nothingness, meaning void, emptiness, no senses, and actually, let me get back to that. When the moderator were calling us back to come back into the present, and I started moving away from that void, from that space, and I'm thinking, it's so quiet here. And as I moved back, I realized I was entering my body back. And when I entered the body, I felt the heaviness. It was so heavy. And I thought, oh my goodness, that's why I couldn't see, I couldn't hear, I couldn't feel, because the five senses belongs to the physical body. Only in physical body can we communicate by seeing and hearing and talking and tasting and touching and feeling. It's only in this physical body we can do that. But once we're up in the crown chakra, once we're in that sixth sense, the one that never leaves us, the one that's with us for eternity, this doesn't need the five senses. This phase, this other dimension that we are, our soul, our higher self, communicates by vibration, communicates telepathically. And at that moment, I thought, that's why I didn't see dark or light, or I didn't feel happy or sad, or like the duality wasn't there. It really was just peace and tranquility. And I miss it. It's such an amazing feeling. And I thought, this is what people who had a near death experience talk about, that warmth, that feeling of pure love. I mean, that's what it was, that warm, comfortable, it's pure love. And I mean, unconditional pure love, not love for something or someone, just love. Just it emanates from within you. And when you allow that to build up inside of you, you can't help but send out rays like sun rays out of your body. Anyone that comes in contact with you, anywhere close to you, will pick up on that vibration. It will actually change their feeling, it will change how their moods. And I've seen this happen many times. When I first started the my live show, the Meta Lifestyle magazine last year, and it was a comment someone made to me. And it was my first time, I think, I walked in there for an interview. And I walked in and I met the producers. And he looked at me and goes, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm here for an interview and someone invited me and here I am." And so at first he didn't say anything, and then the show start, whatever. And in the show he mentions, he goes, sometimes people walk into a room and they change the whole vibration. And he goes, and I don't know how that happens. And he looked straight at me and says, "You did that today." And I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "One of my technicians was having a bad day. Like the car broke down and there was traffic and he was late to work. And he came in, he had already called. He is really upset. He is in a bad mood." And he walked in the studio and his mood changed. And he said to to the producers, he goes, "I was in such a bad mood. But when I walked in here, he says, I don't know what happened. I just felt light and relaxed. And he says, I think it's because of that lady that's in here. And I'm like, I didn't do nothing. But I realize with moments like that, how each one of us can influence someone else, right? My show is called Transforming Earth Together. This is how we do it. This is how we build up love from the inside out. And when we each one at a time do that and influence that next person and that next person, we are changing without wars, without anger, without attacking, without whatever it is, all that negative energy, what we see going on in the world today. It's because we keep bringing it up. The law of attraction says whatever you put your attention, your worries, your concern, talking about it, you attract more of that. So when we say, the war on hunger, and we're talking about war of hunger, we're making it worse, not better. We need to turn it around, reverse all of this. We really have to reverse engineer the way we go about trying to change the world. It's not from outside, it's all from inside. So I want to share a few quotes that I put together because sometimes it's good to see it from a different perspective. And I know I mentioned before one of my favorite books is from Swami Rama called Living with the Himalayan Masters, and it's his words. He says, "In the depth of silence is hidden the source of love." And if you haven't read this book, I am telling you, the stories of what these swamis and gurus and masters can do is beyond, I can't even explain to you. I did put the QR code if you ever want to get this book. I have read this book over and over and over again because it just made so much sense to me. Like it floored me. And once I've read this and I've understood what we can do, the human potential, mind mastery, what we can do if we only believe and have faith in that what we want, we will receive it. So the next quote is from Eckhart Tolle, and it says, "Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness." So I know many times we think, well, I didn't ask for that. I want this, I want that. But in the question of why we are here and what's our mission, that quote, that quote says it perfectly. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful. That's the keyword, is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. And that consciousness is, again, it's that void, is that nothingness, is going into that place where you are totally in harmony with everything. When you're in harmony with everything, and this is the point I'm really trying to make here. And I know we all have our wants and our likes and our desires and our dreams and passion, and that's all good. We are so busy asking for one thing at a time. And we have to understand that whatever that is, I want a new car, I want a house, I want a nice relationship, whatever that one thing is, it needs to be all level, like your balanced life, to have a balanced life, right? You need to make sure all of them, personal, health, relationships, all needs to be balanced. If there's one part of that that's not balanced, let's say everything is great, I'm making the money, I got a great business, whatever, I have a horrible relationship. That it's almost like a cancer cell. It's going to slowly seep into the others and slowly break that down. And that's not what we want. That's not what we're here for. We're here to blissed out. We're here to have it all. The money, the comfort, the ease, the relationship. We're here to have it all. It's our birthright to have it all. Don't let anyone say you're selfish if you're asking for more. We were made to ask for more. We were made to grow and be more and expand, expecting more, desiring more, because that's the evolution that we're going through. There is an end result, and we're all working towards that end result. But it comes when we each have achieved our personal satisfaction. We can't do that when we're living in fear. We can't do that when we're doubting. We can do that if we're waiting for someone else to do it for us. It doesn't work like that. I want to share another one here. And this is As a Man Thinketh from James Allen. And he says also, whatever is happening in your world right now is for your own benefit and your growth. It is in the interest of your highest good, even if you cannot see it. Did you understand what's written here? Even if you cannot see it, it is for the interest of your highest good. This is so deep. This is so profound. And I think I think what happens with us sometimes being in this world, is that we get caught up, and we all do, and it's normal. We're humans. That's what makes us human. We're not perfect. This is an ongoing journey. There is no end. There's no deadline. It doesn't stop. It's just evolution. It's just evolving. It's one step at a time. There is really no rush to get anywhere. Whatever is yours, it's yours, and it will come to you because it's yours. It have to. My conviction is so strong. I'm like, it have to. If you want something, it has to come to you. The only reason it will not, it's because it's actually not meant for you. Maybe that one thing you're asking for, it's probably going to do more harm than good. But Source knows better. Source know, it's written where, Jesus says, um, God knows what you have need of before even you know. So if God already knows, if Source already knows what you have need of, they're just waiting for you to accept it, to be in gratitude, to be in a space of receiving and acceptance. When you get to that point, I don't know if you listen to Abraham Hicks, and she always advises people who are like, well, I want this relationship. And she would say, go general. Don't be specific because you might be asking for this car, but that car is not meant for you. I got a better car for you. I got a better house. I got a better relationship. Source always have something better for us that works best for us because in our limited human thinking and our ego, we sometimes cut ourselves off and we don't open up to the possibilities that we can have more than what we're asking. Sometimes we don't ask big enough. You know what I say? Go big or go home. We have to ask big. The bigger you ask, the more you get. When we keep playing small, Source is sitting there going, let me know when you're ready so I can give you your gifts. because that's what's going on. That's how that works. Let's see if I can share one more quote, because I brought a couple of quotes because I love quotes because I'm taking them from books and other people. And, this is not just coming from me and my experiences, but this is from other people's experiences. This is how we learn. This is how we grow. This is where knowledge comes from. This is also from Swami Rama, and I used this last week, but I had to bring it back this week because it worked perfectly with this topic. It says, intellect intervenes and blind emotions misguides. And what that means is that we may know a lot. We have may read the books and done the courses and watched the videos, and we've done all the intellectual work. I'm an intellectual. I love learning. I love reading. But one of my favorite saying is, how they say knowledge is power? Well, knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. When you take that knowledge and you put it to work, you put it in action, then that's power, because then you understand what's happening. When we understand how the universal laws work, we know it. We know most of it. Most of us know about the law of attraction. But do we really know how it works? It's pretty intricate. It's not that easy. And one of the biggest thing that creates suffering in our life is attachments. Attachments to stuff, attachment to things, even attachments to our emotion. Sometimes we get caught up in our drama mode. Sometimes we enjoy the victimhood. And it's not an enjoyment like, oh, yes, I want to be sad. No, it is so subconsciously deep in there. It is a comfort. It's comfort because change is scary. S- Change is scary. It just is. And not because you don't want to change. It's the unknown makes you a little nervous, right? The unknown, we don't know what's happening there. We know what this is, I don't but in life we have to take those chances, because it's in those chances is when we grow, when we expand, when we become more. And once you cross that threshold, that change, and then you realize, oh, wasn't that bad after all. And it's that point when you look back, they say hindsight, you realize, oh, I saw the synchronicities, I saw the pieces, the way they moved from step to step to step. And just knowing that and being in that place makes a difference. So again, uh, right. So blind emotion misguides means if you're attached to your emotions, you start making decisions that's not based on your reality, but it's based on some of your habits, your routines, your what people told you, how you should behave, how you should act. All of that is part of your limitation. Your emotions limit you because you have already created fear. Some fears are your fears, but some fears, they're generational fears. Some fears are, directly from your parents or friends. Be careful. Oh my goodness, don't. You know, all of a sudden it's not your fear, it's someone else's fear, but it's so ingrained in you that you don't even realize it. So it limits you from going out there and doing what you really want to do with your life. And it's just very interesting. So Jesus says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs will be the kingdom of heaven. What does poor spirit means? No inner baggage, no identification, not with things, not with any mental concepts, that have a sense of self in them. What is the kingdom of heaven? The simple but profound joy of being. The joy of being is that nothingness, that void, that place where you're just blissed out. You're just peace, ease. The simple but profound joy of being that is there when you let go of identification and so become poor of spirit. Poor in spirit, sorry, that was a typo. Poor in spirit. So, poor in spirit means that we are not focusing enough. We're not focusing enough in our spiritual growth because we're so caught up with our stuff. But stuff, we can lose that. And if you're attached to your stuff, when you lose it, you suffer. You suffer because you miss it. Oh my goodness, I lost my ring. Oh my goodness, I lost, you know what I mean? We're so attached that we suffer in this, not realizing we cannot take anything with us. Like nothing. The one and only thing you get to take with you is your wisdom. The wisdom which is part of the collective consciousness, which is part of your soul. That gets to live on forever. That you get to take with you. Nothing else. So when you take time and really connect with your higher self, connect with your inner self, go in and be one with you. Remember who you were and who you're meant to be and what you're supposed to do. When you get to that level, when you let go of everything, guess what? Everything comes to you. Like everything comes to you with less effort, less stress, less pushing and thriving and pulling. It just flows to you because that's how it works. Because when you want, it creates a sense of lack. And lack brings you more lack. Every time you ask for something in a consistent, I need more money. I'm telling the universe, I don't have money. And the universe goes, oh, no money? Oh, okay, no money. You understand how that works? It's wild to understand sometimes because you're like, why? But that's just how it looks. There's no good or bad, right or wrong in the universal language. It just is what it is. And the more we can just live in the moment, live in pure inner awareness, live in gratitude and contentment, live as if you already have everything you want, and watch how everything comes to you. Exactly what you want when you want it. That's how the law of attraction works, the law of flow, the law of give and receiving. It is so amazing. It's a great experience. And I'd love to share that experience more with you. And I really hope you would join me right after so we can continue this conversation a little deeper because this is a great, fun conversation. And if you have questions for me, we can really get into it. But I'd like to move into our affirmation for the day. And I want you to remember affirmations are almost like a mantra. It's like a chant. It's something you repeat over and over and over again. Our subconscious mind needs to hear the repetition for it to ingrain in our system before we could see the effect on the outside. So by saying this, I will put it somewhere so that you can print it, you can stick it up on your bathroom mirror or on the kitchen on your refrigerator. Keep it next to your bed at least for a week, every morning, every evening. Read it so that you can start ingraining your mind with these new messages, these new mindset. Any lack is a part of the past, which I realize this moment, opening my mind to prosperity now and in the future. Like it said, any lack is a part of the past. Whatever you thought you were asking and asking, let it go. Pretend you already have it. It's already done. Which I release this moment. So you're releasing that negative, low vibrational energy. We're letting it go. And we're going to open our mind to prosperity now and in the future. So we are opening up to receive blessings, love, compassion, harmony, all of that. We are just bringing it into us. And we are affirming it now by saying, and so it is. And I hope you repeat this with me. Repeat this affirmation one more time with me. Any lack is a part of the past, which I release this moment, opening my mind to prosperity now and in the future. And so it is. Oh, I kind of just went off. Sometimes, and I want to be honest with you, before I got on this call, I do my prayer, I do up my mini meditation. I ask my guides and my higher self to do the talking on my behalf. I'm just here as a vehicle. They have a message for you. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a vehicle they're using. I'm just the avatar. So I hope you understand that all of us have our higher self and our collective consciousness. They all want to communicate and make this world a better place, and you have to use your voice. We have to use our voice. We got to use our third eye, our intuition, and then we have to use our crown chakra to communicate with our higher self. We have to move away from the lower chakras and come up to the higher, vibrant, filled with love space. So I look forward to seeing you guys in this space. I am going to read, as I told you, from my prayer book. I have a great prayer treatment for new beginnings, because sometimes we all need to get started from the beginning and know that every day is a new day. Every day is a new opportunity, new experience. Treat every day as if life just started again. And yesterday, psh, gone. We can't fix yesterday. We can't fix last year. We can't fix anything that's gone. But we can be better moving forward, being aware of what happened and making those really small changes as much as we can. Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to say this prayer and I will close out, and I will see you in our Zoom call. So see you soon, and I take this moment to breathe in this pure, translucent, energy filled air into my lungs, which then travels throughout my whole body. I'm fully covered from the top of my head to my toes. I feel the lightness of healing, blessings, and protection entering into my beingness. This energy flow is aligning and recharging my chakra energy centers as I dedicate this moment to receiving healing, wellness, energy coursing through my veins and replenishing all the energy centers within me with love and blessings. I spend time seeking God's messages within myself. As I seek God, new beginnings begin to take place inevitably in my life. I know what I know. I know that the conscious mind of my new beginnings is in perfect harmony and agreement with what the universe has in store for me. I am intuitively attuned to source energy, which will tell me when it's time to start something new or to act upon a decision that will propel me to be at the right time and place to be ready to receive my blessings. I allow the universe to create another masterpiece through me. I am open to receiving spontaneous inspiration that will lead me to take inspired action and receive the answers I seek to turn the pages to the following chapters of my life. I already know who I am and accept myself just as I am. I am comfortable with my ideas and decisions. I am divinely guided to do what is suitable for myself right now and right here. Heaven is within me. I establish and maintain contact with the ultimate ongoing creative consciousness to lead me to a state of peace, ease, and comfort. This is the power of eternal new beginnings. For this realization, I give thanks, I let it be so, and so it is.